Yes, people. So now make sure everything is good because, as you lot know, it's been a minute since I've been live on this channel. Big up everyone that's waiting. Just waiting for Lewis. He should be here any minute. I hope we come back. What a dismal, miserable, awful season. Not gonna lie, bro. Not gonna lie. At the beginning of the season, I said we were gonna suffer, but I never envisioned us suffering like this. Lewis is backstage. I'm gonna bring him on right now, so we can get so we can get his take on this situation. My brother Lewis, Wagwan, you good? Well, I can't hear you. You're on mute for some reason. Can't hear you. We can see you.
What
Is it?
about now?
Yep, there you go.
There we go. Yeah, audio's on the wrong thing. Yes, bro. What are you telling me? What are you saying?
Man, it's good to be back live. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's good to see you back, bro. It's good to see you back. Only positive at Chelsea right now. Because everything else
Yeah.
just stinks.
Yeah, to those that don't know, I wasn't very well. So I had to take some time off. But I've been doing the whole post matches when I can, previews when I can. But I'm getting back into it. But it's good to be back. So just big up everyone in the chat: Trent Brown, Courtney, Scroll the director, True Blue Clay, Bun the Zoo, Henrik Jensen, Certified, Muhados. Big up everyone. Big up everyone. Big up everyone. Yeah, man, I'm doing much better now. Thank you very much for asking. Lewis, it's good to be back, but it's horrible to be back under these circumstances, man. Flipping hell. When I was gone, there was the whole speculation about the manager. We end up with Frank Lampard, lose our first game against Wolverhampton, go to Real Madrid yesterday, we lose that game. First of all, Lewis, let me just get your whole stance on the Frank Lampard situation.
It's just whatever, innit? The season's done anyway. That's why I don't care. There's no chance of him being re-signed. We're crap. With the fixtures that we're going to have coming up towards the end of the season, it was never going to be a good end anyway. Whatever. At least there's a friendly face in the dugout. It doesn't impact anything to me. The Wolves game, I don't know why he thought the first thing to do as Chelsea manager was to go back to a back four. We don't need that. I don't ever need to see Chelsea in a back four again this season. Yesterday, though, I don't think he did anything wrong. I mean, the press was a bit, but in terms of the setup, in terms of the lineup, I didn't really have any issues when I saw that.
I'll be honest with you, Lewis. Under no circumstances am I looking to blame Lampard for anything, for absolutely anything that happens, even down to his football decisions, for the pure fact that he should not be in that seat in the first place. We know under normal circumstances, when we're looking for a permanent manager, Frank Lampard is not among them names. We know what this man is capable of, and I say this respectfully. We saw him in the first stint at Chelsea. He done well. He achieved his objective. But towards the end of that kind of tenureship, you saw what happened. He showed that he wasn't able to punch with the top level managers. Do you know what I'm saying? So for him to come into the club, it's a blatant PR move. It's just to keep us pacified until the end of the season. That's what it is.
Just to keep fans happy, make the ground a little bit less toxic because Lampard's in charge instead of someone with no history at the club. I understand it. I'd say it's a little bit smarter of a move as well. If it was just some any no name and the results are crap, it would still be a toxic atmosphere. Although I'm saying this, I don't even know what the atmosphere's been like because I haven't been at the last two games, and I'm kind of glad I dodged both of them as well. They're a fucking train wreck, the pair of them. But we'll see on Saturday because I'm going to be at the Brighton game. I think the atmosphere will be a bit better, in spite of the fact that we are going to get absolutely battered and we're going to make them look like Brighton Munich or some crap. But it is what it is. We'll do that to anybody because we're shit.
Yeah, right
Lampard
now.
isn't going to change that. All I need from Lampard is don't have favourites and make smart decisions, at least at the start of the game and in game. And I think for the Madrid game, he did that. I was happy with the lineup. He benched Mount, he benched Havertz. Felix and Sterling, like, I don't really know what to expect, but it's something different other than the same old crap, even though it didn't necessarily work out on the pitch. But that's kind of their fault. And the idea of Havertz coming off the bench, Mudryk coming off the bench, I was here for. I think against tired legs, that's brilliant. Havertz is always good off the bench. Mudryk would be so good with those extra yards of areas around the pitch to work with. But it wasn't his fault that couldn't happen. The Koulibaly injury, the Chilwell red card, is what it is. Not really on him, though. Like, I do think he can set the team up well in certain games, but I just don't think there's any long-term consistency with Frank that we can look at. I don't think he can build a project long-term. I think he can maybe build one game at a time, but he can make good decisions tactically and bad decisions tactically. He's only capable of getting it right sometimes. It's 10 games. It's 9 games now. I don't care. Like, just try and find the win somewhere. Like, we play Forest at home. That's got to be 3 points at least. If it's not, then it will never be anywhere else.
You'd think so, Lewis. You'd think so. And I'm not even confident about that. Now, just really quickly to just recap on the game before we move on to... we'll talk a little bit about Brighton, then we'll go into this topic about Joao Felix. But just yesterday, for me, I felt... When I saw the 3-5-2 formation, immediately, I didn't see any goals in it. So in terms of us trying to get a goal or two at the Bernabeu, I wasn't very encouraged with what I saw. It's very rare in the 3-5-2 we really create... we really score goals like that.
I felt it was just about being defensive first. And I got that. Like, we're not better than Madrid. You need to be more defensively minded. The first 15 minutes, it worked.
Yeah,
I just think the players failed.
I was going to say, the plan in the first half, first 15 minutes, well, look, if we had somebody a little bit more clinical and a bit quicker, we could have been 1-0 up. Do you know what I mean? The Joao Felix opportunity that I'm thinking of when he broke away, but unfortunately the defender caught up with him, and you get me, the rest is what it is. You see what I'm saying? But outside of that, I just felt like, you know, we're going to the Bernabeu and we're expecting to put 10 men behind the ball in the state that we're in. I understand it. But to allow players like Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, Benzema, and then you've got runners like Vinicius and Rodrigo, and you're allowing these guys time on the ball, allowing them to dictate the play. It wasn't a good idea, man. And I just felt like, okay, if you're going to go with the counter-attacking thing, cool, I get it. But if you're going to do it, commit numbers forward. We were seeing 2 versus 4, 2 versus 5. Just there was never a 3 versus 2 in our favor, a 4 versus 2 in our favor. You got to be brave
We've
sometimes.
never set ourselves up to be able to do that.
I know, and that's just disappointing because, like, the law of averages has
it
to
is,
come
but
into it.
I can't lie. If we set ourselves up to attack, I hear what you're saying, bro. But if we set ourselves up to attack, it's more than 2-0 at the end of the day. Like, it was just about damage control from the first minute, and. Like, I hate the mentality, I really do, but I have no confidence that if we go out there and play a little bit more free-flowing, that we don't get anything other than an even worse scoreline. So it's kind of just a situation that we're stuck in. We were fine, but what Lampard said about the players not realizing how good they are, I got it to a point.
I did too.
Because
I understood that when he said that. I'm not going to lie.
Like, it's the mentality. They pussied out at the big moment. As soon as Madrid applied a bit of pressure, they just all shat the bed.
Yeah.
Likes of Kovacic, likes of James, Chilwell, Felix, Sterling, Kepa, all had stinkers. Even Koulibaly and Silva are a bit iffy for that first goal as well. But at least that was just a one individual moment. And other than that, I thought that they were fine. Everybody else, though, just struggled on the big stage. And let's say we're not good enough to beat Madrid. We're good enough to go there and give it a game. We're good enough to go there and not panic when we receive the ball and be confused about where you are, or the lack of positional awareness and stuff like that. And that's something that they need to, I guess, remember. Because last season, we went there, we thought we were getting piped, and we were 3-0 up. And even then, when I saw the team, I was thinking, shit, we're not getting anything out of this game. We're 3-0 up. We're capable of going there and having a game, even in that sort of setup. You just have to be smart on the ball, and they weren't doing that. They were all just either lazy or confused or just continuously making the wrong decisions, or it's like they were giving Madrid too much respect.
It
It's
felt
just
more like that
poor.
for me because there were some players, their performances were just disgraceful yesterday by their standards anyway. I thought Reece James got absolutely torn to shreds by Vinicius. I thought he had him on toast, mate. I thought Camavinga the same as well. On that left side, they was moving mental. Fofana for
It's a
me,
shame for Fofana, man.
Fofana
Because
for
like,
me, worst game I've seen in a Chelsea shirt. The first time
I
he's
didn't even
played.
think it was his fault, though. This is the thing, because I thought one-on-one with Vinicius, he did the best that he could at times. And there were times where it actually worked out in his favour. But James left him so exposed, it was
He
like,
did,
when
yeah,
you
he
give
did.
Vinicius that sort of space, he's just going to, you fuck anyone up in that
Yeah,
position.
he would, but there was basic things that I saw he weren't doing. Like for example, like why are you showing him inside? Why instead of forcing him on the outside? Even for the first goal, I thought Fofana should have really got there. He should have been in front of his man, bro. Vinicius should have never got a touch on that. But right there, wrong side again. Should have been goal side of his man. Should have been in front of him. Anticipate that danger. I've seen you do it a million times in the Prem. Seen you do it a million times. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe it's a case with Fofana that he's been so good as well. It's like, you
Yeah,
don't really
yeah.
do
By
too
his
much.
standards,
I get what you're saying. It
by
was a
his
drop.
standard, it was poor. But I'm not. But this is the thing. I'm not watching it like this is a long-term calamity that's happened. This is just a one game in how many? Do you know what I mean? This is a quality youth player that we've got here. My mind's not changed.
There's others though where it's
Kovacic,
like, no.
he has to go. I'm
Bro,
sorry.
he's on the beach, man. He's on the beach early. And tomorrow, we should have called this earlier, for being real, because he hasn't been good all season. There's been talks about him wanting a new challenge. They haven't even bothered. They haven't even started contract talks with him. He's got 1 year left. It's the same situation.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to stay.
More likely to leave, in my opinion.
There were performances before this game, but how this guy got a start after Aston Villa, I don't understand, bro.
What I will say is, well, other than the injury issues with Mount, it's very confusing that he's been the one that's been dropped, but Kovacic hasn't. And so he's even been given the armband in some games, in spite of them both being in the same situation.
Did he have the armband last night?
He might have. I don't know.
This is my point. Lewis, you see right there that you had to think about who has the armband, yeah? That's how disgraceful and how much lack of leadership we've got in this squad. That ain't your fault because I can't even remember.
I don't recognize them. Or Aspi, I don't recognize them because I don't think they've done enough to be a captain. Kova just gets it based on seniority. Right now, like, I don't know. If you're going to take him out of it, I'd give it to Fofana. I'd be like, you know what? You have it. You're the only one that plays consistently here. There you go. You're the only one that looks like you give a shit. Even he wasn't great yesterday. But this is why, in spite of everything that was said about Potter, I kept trying to tell people, just because we all know Potter is crap and he needs to go, don't act like all of these players are instantly going to turn into brilliant.
Facts. Yeah, facts. And especially...
I was being told, like, stop talking about the players. You need to just be talking about the manager. No, the players are still shit.
Facts.
They've still been shit. I know the tactics aren't good. They don't help them, and that's why Potter's a bigger problem than the players. But let's not pretend that these players are any good. We need that clear out, and we need that fast. I cannot wait until the summer to go through all of it. We all will be. But, yeah, it's needed. These players are not good enough. I've been trying to tell people that all season. And it's a managerial thing. It's a system thing. No, there's individualistic traits that players need to be good at consistently, in spite of how good the manager is or not. And the fact is, we have too many players with not enough of those traits, with not enough of a mentality, who have all already switched off, and who will switch off even worse when we're out of the Champions League. If you lot don't remember the piss-poor performances that we were watching after we got knocked out by Real Madrid last season, you'll see. These players are as culpable as the manager this entire season.
100%. And, I think a lot of them know that their days are numbered at Chelsea Football Club. So,
that's why they're all already on the beach.
Yeah, that's it. It's a fact. Tiang Yang, thank you for the super chat. Says maybe players were scared of missing the return leg. That's because about 6 or 7 players were on a yellow by the end of that game, innit, for the next leg. But
Well, Chilwell got himself sent off. Silva, to be fair, didn't have a bad game anyway. Koulibaly wasn't on a yellow. Fofana, I don't think was. James
yeah,
was.
he got
Maybe that
booked
was.
early. Fofana got booked early. Remember?
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
did, but he's not suspended.
No, he's not.
Okay. So it's just your Enzo. Maybe that would make a bit of sense because he wasn't great defensively yesterday. I don't know who else was on. Mudryk, he didn't even come off the bench. I think about 1 or 2 other players. I don't recall.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know. It depends because I feel like we're just using that as an excuse. Oh, they were just protecting themselves. Now you still got to put it all out there. You just got to hope you don't get booked.
yeah, big up Lever. So much for Todd Bowley's 3-0 prediction, eh? Flip.
He nearly got it right. Just the
Yeah,
wrong
just
team.
for the wrong team. EPL Turf says our Chelsea fans will start asking to give Cover a contract again once to see a few good performances. Our fan base forget about consistent great performances day in, day out. Well, this is the problem, EPL Turf, is we forgot what that looks like as a collective. We're at a point where we haven't seen consistency for any player. Team cohesion's in the mud. There is no team cohesion whatsoever. We've had 3 different managers in one season. We're going into this summer,
4, bro.
yeah, with a massive job in terms of clear outs and making sensible decisions, which allows me to segue onto the main topic of the video. Mr. Joao Felix Lewis. Before I give my opinion, I would like to know your stance on Joao Felix. Do we commit to 86 million sterling pounds to Joao Felix, or do we say no thank you, Atletico Madrid, will go somewhere else?
See, I still rate Felix as a player, but I would understand if they didn't. I'd like us to get him. I'd rather us get rid of one of Mount or Havertz and we try and make way for Felix and have him compete with Nkunku, because I think that's great depth as a whole and great competition for that 10 spot or that position just behind the striker. But I do understand that for that money, you need someone who's going to carry the team. And I think Joao Felix has been our best forward, but I understand the criticisms about his output. Like, you do need that in your game, and he just doesn't. I don't know if he has that consistently in him. He has to show that. So I get both sides of it. I wouldn't mind us keeping Felix. I do think he improves the team. I think he has improved our attack since he's joined us. I think he's been our best forward, but 80 million, like that 85 million, I think that's how much it's going to be. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I don't know. There's a lot of people who are heavily against it, heavily for it. People saying it would make more sense to just re-sign Mount. And I kind of understand it, but I feel like Felix is a better player, and I also think if he has a bit more time in the Premier League, you might start to see that output from him.
No,
But he is a bit selfish in possession. Needs to be better in terms of just hitting the target. He's very unlucky. He always hits the woodwork. But that's why I also think it's just a case of luck with him. It's millimeters. You're not shooting wide. I don't know. There's a lot of different layers with this Joao Felix thing. I'd rather us keep him at the end of it, but I get it if we don't.
yeah, you see with Joao Felix, for me, it's not that he's a bad player. I'm gonna start with some of the criticism that he gets. So, in terms of like his final decision, yes, I feel like he does sometimes make the wrong decision, but I think a lot of the times he has to use his own sort of individualism and flair and just make something for himself, because he gets in spaces that are perfect to be laying off a ball to a runner to the left or to the right of him, and you don't really see that enough for him. So he's forced to either go and commit to goal on his own, and we know that he's not the most clinical player in the world. He might score a couple, but in terms of knowing one-on-one Joao Felix is going to score, we know that's not going to happen. He's not that player. So in that respect, I do feel sorry for him. But for me, the big sticking point, and it really shouldn't be this, is it's a big chunk of money, 85 million. And when I look at other positions, that need to be addressed, I feel like we have to address those positions first before we think about signing a Joao Felix, because we've got to look at his profile as well in terms of priority. Naturally, this man's a cam. Who else do we have in that position? We've got Kai Havertz as well. We've got Nkunku that's coming in who can play centre forward as well. Yeah, if you want to play Joao Felix on the left, he's going to compete with Mudryk. If Mason Mount's staying at the club, sometimes he plays there on that left wing, and several others that he's going to have to compete with. Do you know what I mean? For me, it just doesn't make sense to sign him now. I would rather, like this comment says here from True Clay, Deadwood out first, then goalkeeper, striker, DM in, and depending on how these two aspects go, maybe we think about Felix. I agree. The most important positions for me that need to be addressed, we need a new goalkeeper. This whole Kepa thing, it needs to stop. Yeah, that needs to stop.
Finish.
Whatever loss we have to take on this goalkeeper, we take that loss. We can chalk it off as the previous regime.
I think he's just going to be our number 2. You see how hard we tried to get rid of him in the summer?
How much
Nobody wanted
has he got in his contract? We gave him like a 6 or 7 year deal as well, didn't we?
He's probably got another 2-3 years. And here's the thing, he's on wages that no other club's going to give him. Yeah, and we cannot get rid of him. We put him up for 30 million in the summer. Nobody came. Napoli wanted him on loan. They got somebody else instead. That was all we got. He ain't going anywhere. I think the bigger idea is just sell Mendy and get another goalkeeper in. Kepa can just be the number 2. I don't mind that. Like, we were fine when it was a better Mendy and Kepa as the number 2. He's good at penalties, I guess. Helps us with the shootout. He's actually good in the dressing room too. So I don't mind Kepa being our number 2. But Kepa as a number 1, we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere.
That's what I mean. Mendy's situation, I don't think he's staying at the club. Now, he's a goalkeeper. Unfortunately for us, I don't think he's got long left on his contract. But the thing is, his wages are affordable for another club, even overseas, to be able to pay him. So he'll end up going. We might get a small bit of change for him. We definitely need to address the whole situation with the goalkeeper. Spoke enough times on here about a DM as well. That needs to be addressed. Just so to go back to Felix, man, just to make the point, he's nowhere near the top of our priority list. And even more so important than incoming. We've got a lot of outgoings. We need a lot of players that need shifting out the door. The outgoings for me are more important this summer than anything incoming. Because obviously what we push out depends what we can also bring in. Do you know what I mean? Stating the obvious there, but bro, we've got a lot of deadwood that we've got to get rid of, man. And it just wouldn't make any kind of sense for us to commit to that price tag right now. It just wouldn't. And look, as good as he's been, is he an improvement on what we got in the attack right now? Absolutely. But I would like to see a few players go out and us commit to, positions that are more responsible to address before we look at that. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying, though, Lewis? Can you see where I'm coming from? So
focus on the main positions that we need to address first. And outgoings is just whatever we can sell to whoever we can sell. A lot of these players, this ownership didn't buy, so they shouldn't be worried about the resale value. Just whoever comes in for him, just sell. Been trying to sell Ziyech for years, trying to sell Pulisic for years. We just got Jorginho off our books. Still don't think it was the right time for it, but at least we're able to get that one done. Kante's probably going to re-sign. Kovacic is probably going to leave. Mount's probably going to leave. Havertz might leave. Koulibaly might leave.
I think Gallagher's gone as well.
I think we're going to lose the left back, to be honest. We'll lose a goalkeeper. That's about it. And maybe a midfielder or two. I don't know, because I do think a Cobham player's leaving.
I think 2 are. Honestly, I think Conor Gallagher will be out the door. And as it stands, I think Mason Mount will still be going to Liverpool. That's what I just think.
You hear that Liverpool want both?
Yeah. But the thing is Conor Gallagher's got interest from more than one club, which is good. It gives me assurance that there's a big chance he's leaving the club. So
Gallagher only wants a top 6 club, though.
Yeah, let him go to Newcastle. Let him go to Newcastle or something like
that. Oh, yeah, Newcastle are linked. Yeah, go for it.
They're linked with him. He can go over there. No problem, bruv. Yeah, so when we think about it, look how many players need to leave. Yeah, uncomfortable conversations. I don't like to be the channel that does keep or sell, but we're having realistic conversations.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Yeah, Mendy is going to be leaving the club, it seems. Cucurella, in my opinion, should be transfer listed. I'm tired of him already, and I've seen that.
I hear that, but it ain't gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
I'll give him next season, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say that this is all
All right, we
fucking
won't
off
add
the
in.
field.
Okay, for that
But
principle,
this
we won't
brother's
add in
still not been
Cucurella.
good enough.
It is a bit knee-jerk first season at Chelsea as well, with all things considered. It is a bit of a knee-jerk one from me. But
Now I understand it though. I really like he's been crap. We'll call it what it is, in spite of all of the off the field stuff that may or may not have happened or that we don't know about. He's been crap.
Trevor
I'll
Chalobah,
say if he's like this next season,
get rid, 100%.
done.
Get rid,
But
get rid.
Ian Matson's also there potentially. If you really want to keep an
He's going.
emergency player
He's
there.
gone. He's gone.
Oh, you think he's gone?
I reckon he's gonna. They're gonna sell him 100%. I reckon he's gone. We're not gonna be able to offer him the football he wants. We've just committed 62 million on this guy Cucurella. We've got Ben Chilwell. He's not gonna get the football that he's looking for.
Yeah, I understand that. Fair for him.
The most I can hope for is we put in a sensible buyback on whatever club that he goes to, but I don't see us doing that either. But yeah, so far Kepa's got to go. Trevor Chalobah is likely to leave as well. I don't think he's going to stay much longer, and I don't blame him.
I don't blame him, to be honest, but I'd like him to stay.
I don't blame him. As Piliqueta will be out the door, I reckon, or we'll try to. We'll try and get him out.
No disrespect there.
We move into the mid. Koulibaly, I don't think will be moved this summer. As much as I wouldn't
too much
mind
wages
it,
anyway.
I don't think he's going.
He's on his retirement package.
Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere. Loftus-Cheek potentially could leave. I'm not against that. Gallagher could potentially leave. I'm not against that. Mason Mount could potentially leave. I'm just done with this whole saga. So
actually, I don't think Ruben leaves. I don't think.
You think Ruben stays? All right then. So
Ruben's never wanted to leave. I don't expect him to. He'd rather run down that contract.
All right, so I'll take him out. So there's 5 players so far. Ziyech, we know he's going to be out of the door. Pulisic, he could leave as well. Kai Havertz, I'm not too sure whether he's going to leave this summer or not. I feel that he should.
I hope we find a suitor, but I don't know.
I'd
sell him.
But I don't think it happens. Aubameyang, likely to leave the club as well. Do you know what I mean?
He's gone.
So those are 9 players realistically that could leave Chelsea. Are we going to get rid of all 9? I don't think so. So let's say we get 4 of those out of the door, out of the 9. I know it's a low number, but I don't want.
Did we say Kovacic?
Oh yeah, so that's 10.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I felt we missed someone.
So let's say we get 5 of those players out of the door. So with those 5 out of the door, you see how good we are bringing players in. One thing I will say is if we want a player and we're fixated on that player, we're going to go and get that player. That's going to happen. So let's say it's 5 in and 5 out. Goalkeeper, DM, central midfielder, striker, and another winger. Where does that leave space for the cam position for Joao Felix?
Say those positions again.
Goalkeeper, a CDM, a central midfielder, because remember, we've mentioned several midfielders in this that are leaving.
Yeah, we still need even in spite of that, I'd put another midfielder in.
Central midfielder, striker.
Yep.
And remember, we've named 2 wingers that are leaving the club. So we need a winger, potentially. So really, the winger situation.
Mudryk, Madueke, Sterling. Yeah, you need one more.
This is what I'm saying. So look, between a winger and that position that we don't even know we're going to accommodate for in our lineup, that's another point.
But that's to say only 5 leaves.
And Nkunku's come in as well. I forgot about him. So maybe.
Well, let's say imagine we get 8 across the door, because let's say we go through those names again, because we could look at the likelihood of them leaving. So we said Mendy. Mendy's very likely to leave.
Trevor, I think Kova's likely to leave. I think
Kovacic. Mount.
Mount. Trevor, I think, is likely to leave.
You think he's very likely to go?
Yeah, I don't. Personally, I think he wants to move on. I do think he wants to move on and have another challenge. So I think he's likely to go.
They will add him then. That's 4. Who else? Mount. I think he's likely to leave.
Gallagher.
So that's 5. Gallagher. I'm not as... Yeah, because we still need to sell Cobham.
And remember as well, Gallagher's a Cobham product, so we're eating ice off them that transfer there.
So that's
100%
six
profit.
then. Havertz, I don't think is likely to leave.
I don't think that's
think
likely either. I don't think Havertz leaves.
Oba, he's likely to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Pulisic, I think, is likely to leave.
Yep.
And Ziyech.
There's a lot of players.
So out of the 10, the only one that's not likely to leave is Havertz. That's 9. So if we get rid of 9, who are very likely to leave, or let's say 8, let's say maybe Ziyech doesn't go through again or something like that.
Imagine.
Then there's 8 options. So with that in mind, then maybe you could look at it.
And that's a lot of money recoup potentially.
Mm.
Still not as much as it should be considering the players going out the door, because honestly speaking, if we're selling Mason Mount to another English club, we're getting robbed for 70 million, bruv. I understand the contract situation, but my goodness me. Let's look at some of the price tags some English players have gone for over the past several months. Yeah, let me think of who's gone for a ridiculous price recently? Who's gone for? No, I'm talking an English player, an English transfer.
Grealish.
Oh yeah, Grealish, 100 million. Facts, 100 million. Grealish.
Who else from England?
How much are they quoting for Jude Bellingham? 130 million for this guy.
120, yeah.
120 million.
Declan Rice. Well,
Declan Rice.
Maguire, 80 million.
Us selling him for 70 feels like, boy. I feel with the English tax and what
I now understand why. It's
Anthony Gordon. Oh, he was 45 million. Though Anthony Gordon at some stage we was almost gonna pay how much for him?
Gallagher was part for 50 million by Everton.
There you go. So for Mace, I think we should have at least got like an 80, 90 million for him, considering
1 year left on his deal, though.
Yeah, facts.
To be honest, 70 million for him as the player, I think, is a madness anyway. So if you get that, which we should get now, because that's enough examples of why it should be up there. Fair enough. I wouldn't have any complaints.
How much did Calvin Phillips go for?
We've got 1 year left. We can't do anything.
Let me see how much Calvin Phillips went for.
45. I think it was around 45.
Mad thing. But yeah, I guess all things considered, 70 million with a year left on your contract is a lot of bread, bro. It's a lot of money. It's definitely
one year left. You get him for 70 million. That's craziness.
Let me see.
They should put like some of those clauses they had with Eden Hazard. I was like, you win the league or something, we get 20, 30 million. That would be a smart move.
I'm gonna put a poll up in the chat for the first time. I've never done this. Let me give this a go. Should we sign Joao Felix? It's gonna be a yes or no thing. Ask my. Yeah, there you go. I think it's up. So I've put a poll up. Gonna see at the end of the live what people think on the whole Joao Felix situation. But yeah, for me, bro, yeah, Joao Felix for me. I think we should put that on ice for a second. I don't think the club will. I think the club are going to commit to this deal, unfortunately. Yeah. But it depends.
Oh, so you're heavy against Felix coming?
No, I'm not. No, do you know what? To be fair, saying unfortunately like that is a bit harsh. But it's one of those ones. I would be happy. Put it this way. I would be a lot happier with Felix, like I said, if we sign the goalkeeper, if we sign the DM, the central midfielder, and the striker. Basically, a new spine. That's what basically we need to sign. We need to sign a spine. The only position that we're not signing there is a centre-back, because we're stacked with those. We're calm with those. Do you know what I mean?
Our defence is fine.
But we need a new goalkeeper. For me, man, we got to go for that goalkeeper 100%. We got to go for that DM, whether it's Lavia or whoever. I think it is going to be Lavia. We got to go for him. We got to go for that central mid. I still think we're going to be going for Kone. We got to go for that striker. I don't know if it's going to be Osimhen. I don't know if it's going to be him. That's a big outlay on him as well. We got to remember they want at least 100 million euro for this brother. Would you pay that for Osimhen?
I would wait till Tony's situation's sorted. We really need to find out when there's a date for that crap, just so we actually figure out what's happening with him. Because if he can still play football, forget Osimhen, put everything on Tony. Everything. Throw them two forwards or something if they even want any of our dreadful forwards. Give them a Aubameyang or something.
What do you think of the links to what's his name, McAllister?
He's a good midfielder. It all depends on the price tag, really, but I wouldn't be against bringing him in. McAllister, Enzo, Lavia midfield free. I'm here for it.
Lack of physicality is my problem with that free.
I mean, now you mention it.
Yeah, people, we forget that. That's why for me, McAllister not for me.
Kone's still the number one move. I hear
Kone for me would be that guy because he brings that physicality. And if I'm completely honest, he's better than McAllister, bro. No, if you're gonna lie, World Cup or no World Cup, I prefer him. I think he's the better player. If you don't see it now,
better
you will definitely see it later.
He's like 35, 40 mil.
Yeah, good price tag. We can get him and Lavia for less than 100 million. Makes sense.
That's not bad.
Yeah, makes sense. Liverpool can get Mason Mount and Gallagher for less than what they'd pay for Jude Bellingham. Financially, it makes sense to them. Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
70 for Mace.
And that's why they want him. That's why it makes sense that article came out as soon as we heard they were done with Bellingham. Now they're looking at Mount and Gallagher.
That's what I mean. 70 for Mace, 40 to 50 for Gallagher. What's up? What? 120? They still need to rise up another 10 for Jude Bellingham or 20 for Jude Bellingham, however much they were asking for over there at Dortmund.
Oh shit. Okay.
Because they want. I think let me know in the chat. Was it 130 million that they want for Jude Bellingham? 76 votes on the Joao Felix ticket as well. 53% say we should sign Joao Felix. 47% say that we shouldn't sign Joao Felix. City will be back for Lavia. Will they be back for him this summer?
Yeah, I see that.
Would they be back for him this summer, or would they be back when the release clause is active? Or not the release clause, the buyback is active. The 130 million they're saying for Jude Bellingham. So that's bread. Makes sense to just sign the other two players, to be honest with you. But just before we go, Lewis, I just want to talk about our fixtures coming up and where we are in the table. Talking about Premier League. In fact, let me just go on the app on my phone. So let's look. Premier League app. Fixtures. Chelsea. So in the Prem, we've got Brighton at home, Brentford at home, Arsenal away, Bournemouth away, Nottingham at home, City away, and Newcastle at home. Out of those 7 games, how many of those games do you see us getting 3 points from?
Maybe 1, Forest. Other than that, nope.
I think at a push 2, Bournemouth away.
Nah, we don't like going to that ground.
That's why I said that a push.
Oh yeah. I don't see that. I see a draw in that one. That's a 1-1.
Bro.
Everything else, nope. We're losing to Brentford. We're losing to Brighton. We're losing to United. Let's hope and pray we get a draw at Arsenal and do something at that ground. But in reality, we're going to hold 6 again because Arteta will still be pissed about that fucking 1000th game. City, lose that one. Fine. For the greater good, we'll take it. Don't even dare lose all your games and then turn up for fucking City away. Trust me when I say I'll be so pissed off. I'll be fuming, bruv. Dude, fuck all season, then turn up to throw the title to Arsenal.
Yeah, the one game
that,
where
this was hateable enough. Without that.
The one game we see the true potential of Mudryk, Kai Havertz, and all these guys that have just been bumming it out.
Havertz round the goalkeeper again. I will genuinely start booing from the away end.
I'll spark my TV. Part of me would be happy, but a part of me would fume if it meant Arsenal won the league. I'd just punch my TV. I'd be so
if it don't mean anything for us, that result, I will be fuming. I'll be so angry. Because I know this shit will happen. This season has been so unlikable. I already know that this shit will probably turn up. That'll be the only game that we win out of the whole lot. Be typical. But I don't know. Let's hope we lose that one. Everything else, United away, we're getting spanked. What else is there? Brighton at home. They've had a whole week off. We've just come back from Madrid yesterday, and we have a game in 2 days. Done out. It's long end to the season. That's why I'm just not. I can't even get 40 points. I've been asked for that since January.
Bro, yeah, it's April 13th, you know.
Didn't even get to my birthday with fucking 40 points.
April 13th.
We'll never get to it.
The last time we were this bad was in 1996, and we finished with 50 points. We don't look like we're getting no 50 points this year, bro.
An attack. We haven't had an attack with less goals in the league at this point in the season since guess when.
If you say before I was born, then this is going to be a shambles.
Oh, no, before your dad was born. On us. Before your dad was born.
Wow. Are we talking like 1940s or something like that?
We're talking 1922-23. A 99-year spell. This is the worst attack in 99 years. Some people stand this lot. The worst attack in 99 years. That is the team we have right now. We've had teams finish all over the league positions. We've even been relegated with better attacks than what we have right now.
We are in the ghetto. We are.
No, this is beyond the ghetto, bro. Like, this is uninhabitable.
This is the sewers, cuz. This is before World. This is World War One, cuz. Not even World War Two. Wow.
99 years. World War II didn't even happen at that point.
This is where we're
bad,
at,
bro.
people. So we got.
So when people wonder why I get our attack so much, that's why. They are genuinely the worst in nearly a century.
Yeah, 100%.
A century of football, and they'll continue it. You think we're scoring against fucking Brighton? Lol. Good luck if you get a goal against Brentford. And then who's after that? Oh, Arsenal. I cannot wait.
Lewis.
Where's our next goal coming from, let alone the next fucking win?
Lewis, just imagine we went to the Emirates and we got some kind of result there.
If we win, my season's over.
I'd go. Yeah, that's my trophy. That would be my trophy.
It.
If we cost
him the title, that's it.
Could you imagine it's a repeat of the Leicester season, the Eden Hazard goal that effectively won them the title? Yeah. Could you?
I'm here for it, bro.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want after that one. You can go lose 8-0 at Brentford. At fucking Bournemouth. I won't give a shit. I won't care. I don't give a fuck.
Kill two birds with one stone. We cross the 40-point barrier and we stop Arsenal from winning the league. I'm all here for it. I am here for that.
That is insane drugs. I will take it. You need to bottle up that feeling and fucking sell it.
Oh, bruv.
Because that shit, man. If we... I know it's not happening. I know we're getting absolutely battered. But please, if you could turn up